let's see, the next article that I printed out, simplified 4-step approach to the treatment of high blood pressure. Well, this is pretty much the way I have begun. I have begun doing this anyhow. My initial step in the treatment of moderate high blood pressure, so if somebody came in with a blood pressure of 140/90, I might start with just a diuretic. But if they came in with 150/100, I'm more likely to go with something a little more effective. And that is now this generic drug called, the trade name for it was Lotril, but it is benazepril with Norvasc. So it was, I forget what the trade name of the ACE inhibitor, which is similar to the ramipril that I mentioned in the poly pill, the combination of 5 things. So you use an ACE inhibitor with a calcium channel blocker. And then after that, you can talk about the addition of a beta blocker, such as generic Toprol, or my current favorite, which is Bistolic. And truth in disclosures, I am a speaker for Bistolic, but I am a speaker because I believe it is a superior medication. So the combination, the use of Lotril as a starting point in the treatment for high blood pressure will tend to generate a minimum of side effects, will generate some side effects. Remember, all drugs are poison, including the ones I prescribe, but they are less poisonous than the underlying condition, such as having high blood pressure. Lower sodium intake recommendation for almost 70% of the United States. Well, their lower sodium intake, I think, is ridiculous. They talk about 2,000 milligrams, and that's very difficult to achieve. But a brown rice, vegetable, bean, fruit, nut, and seed diet is essentially a 0 sodium intake. So the point being is, if you start off with foods as they grow in the field, fish does not grow in the field, chicken does not grow in the field, veal, lamb, pork, skim milk, yogurt, cottage cheese, ice cream, bread, cereal, pasta, none of those things grow in the field. But what grows in the field is brown rice, not white rice, the vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, onions, not potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, or plantain, because those are the high-calorie vegetables. Lentils, red beans, navy beans, chickpeas, those are the beans. A little bit of fruit, apple, plum, peach, pear, berries especially, because they're lower glycemic index, and a few almonds, pecans, or walnuts, and few means a total of 6 total of one of those, not all of those. So that would really achieve a lower sodium diet once again. The thing about what I recommend is you see bits and pieces of it everywhere, but what is the name of this TV show? It's called Putting It All Together. And all I believe that I am doing is speaking for the human biology. This is not some diet I dreamed up. This is what this body calls for. The diet that this body calls for. This body does not call for burgers. It does not call for that much fish, very little, if any. It does not call for free-range chicken as opposed to your regular store-bought chicken. It calls for organic and unprocessed foods as they grow in the field, and then the high blood pressure goes away, and the diabetes goes away, and the kidney dysfunction improves, and so on and so on. As long as it's coupled with adequate exercise, not over-consuming alcohol, a positive attitude, and so on. Putting it all together. And again, that is what the Preventive Medicine Center can do, so please do call upon us to serve you. Here's a dietary soluble fiber may be beneficial for adults with and without hypercholesterolemia. Where do you think dietary soluble fiber comes from? It comes from exactly what I've said. So that's what struck me about this day as I sat there reading and couldn't believe it. Beta blockers blunt the anti-inflammatory effect of statins. Well, I got the 1-minute high sign, and so I just want to say, as usual, it is a privilege to be here. And if you have any questions, please call the Preventive Medicine Center at 549-3444. Send millions fast to West Hartford Cable TV and the Preventive Medicine Center, because after all, I'm the one asking for it. So be kind, be charitable, and be active. Go for the foods as they grow in the field, especially the vegetables if you have any degree of overweight. The grains if you're not overweight and you are exercising. Grains being the bread, the cereal, the pasta, but most particularly the brown rice, the barley, the millet, the quinoa, amaranth. So those are it. All right, good day and God bless you all, and thank you for the privilege of being here. I am H. Robert Silverstein, MD, for the Preventive Medicine Center.